Hiya! Mike here. This is my anime collection. I'm not going to list the number of discs I have because it's pointless. Different licensors assign different numbers of episodes to different discs for different releases, so some series, even of the same length, might have different numbers of discs. And then what? I'm going to go over specifically what I own in my collection. I keep the bulk of my collection in sets of drawers, most of which are in my closet. Drawer number 1. This drawer is for my favorite anime shows, though I doubt I'll ever spend $800 and add Legend of the Galactic Heroes to it. Still, it has my Amazon exclusive edition of the Cowboy Bebop television series Blu-ray DVD set, which I received as a gift, and that's number 1 on my list. I included the Cowboy Bebop movie DVD in the drawer, which I usually keep covered by a printed out fan cover that's meant to imitate the style of the DVD singles. Now that I no longer have my singles in my main collection, it looks a bit out of place, but it's better than the generic cover it was given. I never upgraded to the Blu-ray and now it's out of print. I have Full Metal Alchemist 2003 on DVD, split into 2 parts of the first season and one set with the entire second season. Well, really there were no seasons of FMA, it just aired until it ended. I own the movie Full Metal Alchemist Conquer Shambhala on a 2-disc DVD set. The second disc has most of the extras. That has a booklet of art from the movie. And of course, there's also 2009's Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood on Blu-ray, broken up into 5 volumes. There's room in the drawer for more anime on the side, but I can't figure out what deserves to be there, if anything. Drawer number 2. I haven't yet upgraded to the Blu-rays of the original Mobile Suit Gundam. I still have the DVD sets that Bandai Entertainment put out shortly before folding. But I do have its sequel, and my favorite mecha series of all time, Mobile Suit Zeta Gundam on Blu-ray, separated into 2 volumes. I own the wonderful 6-part OVA Mobile Suit Gundam 0080 War in the Pocket on Blu-ray, the Mobile Suit Gundam movie trilogy on Blu-ray, and the OVA Mobile Suit Gundam The 8th MS Team on DVD. I have Mobile Suit Gundam Char's Counterattack on Blu-ray as well. I have each individual volume of Mobile Suit Gundam Unicorn, or UC, on Blu-ray. The first volume was the first Blu-ray I ever owned. I have the first season of Mobile Suit Gundam Thunderbolt on Blu-ray, as well as the Mobile Suit Gundam The Origin OVA Blu-rays. Turn A Gundam, on Blu-ray, is the only non-Universal Century Gundam anime I own. Perhaps someday I'll venture to purchase Yasuhiro Imagawa's G Gundam, which I always found fun, but I'm much more likely to use the space in the drawer for more Universal Century Gundam stuff. I got an amazing deal on Sentai Filmworks Pad Labor Blu-ray set, which consists of the original OVA, the 3 movies, the TV series, and the second OVA that continues the TV series story. It's basically all of Pat Labor outside of a few minor things, like the live-action stuff. Even at full price, it would be a steal to own all of this massively underrated franchise. Drawer number 3. I have Funimation's Vision of Escaflowne Blu-ray set that contains the new English dub. It's about as good as the old one, not terrible, not amazing, basically tolerable. But damn do the Blu-rays look crisp. Just the same, I have the Funimation License Rescue of Furikuri on Blu-ray. I own Bacano on DVD. I bought that set before Funimation lost the show to Aniplex of America, who released it on a Blu-ray set that is out of print. I own Neon Genesis Evangelion on the Platinum Edition DVD ThinPad set. Now apparently this set goes for quite a bit of money these days, and may be worth even more if the Blu-ray set G-Kids is putting out this year only contains the VSI English dub, and not the classic ADV one. Personally, I prefer the new dub, but neither dub is quite as good as the Japanese version, and that's on every version of Eva discs. I was impatient about getting the first rebuild of Evangelion movie, so I hopped on the 1.01 DVD before the 1.11 Blu-ray was out. But I made sure to get 2.22 on Blu-ray. I'm a big fan of the standalone complex continuity of Ghost in the Shell, so it's no surprise I own both seasons on DVD, plus the movie Solid State Society, also on DVD. I only wish that we could get decent Blu-ray versions, thank you very much for screwing up Anchor Bay. The Black Lagoon set, on the other hand, which has both seasons of the show, has it on both Blu-ray and DVD. Black Lagoon Roberta's Blood Trail is a Blu-ray DVD combo too. Eden of the East is an interesting show that I own on Blu-ray. The two movies are Blu-ray DVD combos. Iria Zayram the Animation is just on DVD. And finally, I own the first volume of the sub-only Gurren Lagann DVD release. And only that one volume. Weird. I have room on the side of the drawer for more releases, but can't think of what to put there.
Drawer number 4. Now here's a drawer I don't have room in. It's pretty packed. Let's start by talking about Voyager Entertainment's Space Battleship Yamato movie box set. It includes the original Yamato movie, Farewell Space Battleship Yamato, Space Battleship Yamato The New Voyage, Be Forever Yamato, and Final Yamato. The video quality isn't great on any of these, but there are some interesting extras. I also have Anime-Yago's remastered DVDs of the original Space Dimensional Fortress Macross. It's a Japanese with English subtitles only release. I also have the very underrated Moribito on DVD. Next is my Bubblegum Crisis collection. For some reason I have the TV series Bubblegum Crisis Tokyo 2040 on DVD filed in front of the original Bubblegum Crisis on Blu-ray. That original Bubblegum Crisis Blu-ray is the third time I've bought the OVA. And I have Bubblegum Crash on DVD because I'm kind of a completist and it was super cheap. On the side, I'm keeping the TV series Now and Then Here and There on DVD. It's an underrated classic that I first saw several years ago, well before it aired on the Sci-Fi Channel. The set leaves no real room for anything else in the drawer, so I've labeled this drawer Filled. Drawer number 5. I love Lupin the Third, and it shows. I own quite a bit of it on discs. But generally, I try to only collect the entries I enjoy. I have the first Lupin the Third TV series, Part 1, on DVD, though I'm willing to double dip if Discotek puts out the Blu-rays. I only own the first 2 DVD sets of Lupin the Third Part 2, but might get more of it later. I only have Secret, or Mystery, of Mamo on DVD, but I have Castle of Cagliostro and Legend of the Gold of Babylon on Blu-ray. I mostly bought Legend of the Gold of Babylon to review for the first 80s month of Otaku Evolution. It's not a good movie, but it is an interestingly bad movie. I have The Fuma Conspiracy on DVD and wish it would come out on Blu-ray here. I also have a box set of Lupin titles called The Final Haul. This DVD set includes Farewell to Nostradamus, Island of Assassins, Crisis in Tokyo, The Columbus Files, and Missed by a Dollar. Many of these titles are pretty lame, but a couple are really good. Alcatraz Connection and Episode 0 First Contact, both on DVD, are 2 of my favorite Lupin the Third TV specials. I also own some more modern Lupin entries. For one, The Woman Called Fujiko Mine, which is a Blu-ray DVD combo set. I have the Blu-ray set for Lupin the Third Part 4. It's the Japanese with English subtitles set. There's a story behind why it's not a bilingual release. Ask me if you want to know. And on the side of the drawer, the Takeshi Koike Lupin features, Jigen's Gravestone, Goemon's Blood Spray, and Fujiko's Lie, all on Blu-ray. I have the Area 88 OVA on DVD. I also have the individual Excel Saga DVD volumes. I know Funimation License rescued Excel Saga and put it on their own DVD box set, but I wanted to keep the individual volumes because 1, just buying a DVD box set wouldn't really be an upgrade, maybe if it were a Blu-ray set I'd consider it, and 2, I enjoy the art covers for each volume. I think I might have room for just 1 or 2 more things in this drawer, but they'll be packed in tightly. I'll probably save space for more Lupin. I'm also considering moving Area 88 and Excel Saga to another drawer, and using this drawer solely for Lupin. Drawer number 6. I have kind of a personal story about my Royal Space Force set. Now, if you'll notice, it's the quite expensive Blu-ray DVD set that Bandai Visual put out in 2007. Royal Space Force: The Wings of Aeneas, despite that one problematic scene, is my favorite animated film of all time and one of my favorite movies, period. I had a copy on VHS, but I never bought the DVD Manga Entertainment put out. Back in 2011, I suffered a severe mental health crisis, about as bad as you can get. While I was still recovering, I received this set as a gift for Christmas from my parents. and it's come to symbolize my recovery from that horrible nightmare of a year. I don't believe I could ever really depart with the set. It means a lot to me. I own a litany of other movies, including Summer Wars on Blu-ray, Metropolis on DVD, Spirited Away on DVD, Princess Mononoke on Blu-ray, Nausicaa the Valley of Wind on Blu-ray, Grave of the Fireflies on DVD, Redline on Blu-ray, Appleseed, the first CG movie, on DVD, and Barefoot Gen, movies 1 and 2, on DVD. I also collected the Cyber City 080-808 OVA on DVD. I have the Escaflowne movie on DVD. Why I haven't put it with the series Blu-ray set is beyond me. The Read or Die OVA on DVD, and the first Inuyasha movie, Affections Touching Across Time, on DVD. I also have the 2 collections of anime shorts, The Animatrix on DVD, and Batman Gotham Knight on DVD. Taking up space besides these titles is my Ronin Warriors DVD box set. This is an interesting release because it has double-sided discs, with one side being Ronin Warriors, and the other side being the Yorudan Samurai Troopers TV series that Ronin Warriors was adapted from. It also includes the 3 sequel OVAs, Gaiden, Kikote Densetsu, Legend of the Inferno Armor, and Message. I'm sort of holding out hope that Discotek will license the YST Blu-rays, so I can replace this big bulking set with that and make more room. Though I do have plenty of room left in the drawer regardless. More room for movies and short OVAs, I guess. Drawer number 7. I own Big O, both seasons, on DVD. The first season is in a complete box set. The second season is with its individual DVD volumes. I only own the first season of The Melancholy of Haruhi Suzumiya, mostly because I didn't want to pay good money for Endless 8, which I can appreciate from an artistic perspective, but from an entertainment perspective it's hardly a purchasing priority. I actually bought the limited edition box sets of the first season of Haruhi because I wanted those all-important discs with the broadcast order on them, though that became pretty obsolete once the second season arrived. I do have the movie The Disappearance of Haruhi Suzumiya, which is a Blu-ray DVD combo. As far as Tenchi Muyo is concerned, I own the first 2 OVAs on DVD, as well as the 3 movies on DVD. The Blue Sea DVD box set was the first DVD box set I ever owned. Penguin Drum on Blu-ray, and in 2 volumes, is the only other Sentai Filmworks release besides Patlabor that I own. I have plenty of room left in the drawer on the side. What should I put there? More Haruhi? Certainly not more Tenchi. Drawer number 8. This drawer cannot be any more packed. Some Dragon Ball content has even spilled over into another drawer, which we'll get to later. When I set out to own Dragon Ball Z on DVD, I wanted only the best release. For a while, the orange bricks, the season sets, were the only option to own DBZ on DVD, unless you could scrounge up the individual DVDs from the initial DVD run. And those sets were awful. Cropped, 16:9 aspect ratio with smeared video images, removing a lot of the detail. Crap. But then Funimation licensed Toei and Pony Canyon's remaster of DBZ, the Dragon Box, which they split into 7 sets. I jumped on the chance to grab these, buying some, receiving some as gifts, and eventually collecting all of them. Even now, the Blu-ray sets that exist for DBZ don't really meet with a Dragon Box standard. It's the best release of the show you can have for now. I own the first 3 DBZ movies, Dead Zone, World's Strongest, and Tree of Might, on the Pioneer/Funimation team DVDs that feature the Ocean dub. I bought the set of them specifically to hear Peter Kalamis as Goku and Scott McNeil as Piccolo. Most of the other voice actors I could take or leave. Personally, I prefer to watch Dragon Ball anime in Japanese with English subtitles. However, while I was once dismayed at the poor quality of Funimation's dubs of DBZ, Dragon Ball Z Kai came into the picture, which was great news for a few reasons. For one, you could shortcut your way through some portions of DBZ that were heavily padded and or full of filler, and second, the improved English dub was remarkably accurate and pretty well acted. So I own 2 volumes, the 3rd and 4th, on Blu-ray. Drawer number 9. I have Space Battleship Yamato, or Star Blazers, $21.99 and $22.02 on Blu-ray DVD combo pack sets. I own the newer Dragon Ball Z movies, Battle of Gods and Resurrection F, Also Blu-ray DVD combos, Michigo and Hatchin in 2 parts, likewise Blu-ray DVD combination sets. Funimation loves those Blu-ray DVD combos. Death Note I only own on DVD from Viz in 2 sets. Speaking of Viz, I own the first and only set of the adaptation of Naoki Urasawa's Monster, containing the first 15 episodes and no more on DVD. It's a shame they never continued releasing it, but I've read that it didn't sell well enough. Funimation's licensed rescue of Last Exile is a DVD set as well. Ghost in the Shell Arise is another continuity for Ghost in the Shell. It's not quite as well constructed as standalone complex, but it's decent enough. I own the 4-part OVA on Blu-ray DVD combo packs, as well as the Arise movie, the new movie, likewise with the combo. And another huge shocker, Tokyo ESP, also a Funimation license, like Arise, is in a Blu-ray DVD combo pack. What a shock. But my set for the Goku-sen is strictly DVD. I don't have any more room in this drawer for new anime. Drawer number 10. This drawer has a lot more room to spare. It's probably because I didn't start filling this drawer that long ago. As you might imagine, Legend of the Galactic Heroes Dainoe Tess's first 2 seasons, as well as 91 Days, being Funimation releases, are also Blu-ray DVD combos. Then I have my Yasuhiro Imagawa collection. Yasuhiro Imagawa is an incredibly underrated, super talented anime director. He directed Giant Robo the Animation, which I have on Blu-ray, Tenjin 28, 2004, which is on an SD Blu-ray set, and Mazinger Z The Impact Blu-ray, all of which adorn my collection. The only thing I'm missing from him in terms of direction is G Gundam, but if I bought that, I'd probably put it with the rest of my Gundam titles. The 3-episode Gunsmith Cats OVA, which I own on Blu-ray, it's really neat. I own the special Explosive Edition release after having been one of the art contest winners. I have an extra regular edition copy floating around somewhere too, and I need to look for that. Violet Evergarden, despite being a Funimation release, is merely a Blu-ray release with no DVDs. I guess they've slowed down their combo packs in recent times. And the Case Closed movie, episode 1, is on Blu-ray. Finally, I've been very slowly collecting JoJo's Bizarre Adventure on Blu-ray. I have the first 2 sets, the first set covering parts 1 and 2 of the manga, and the second set adapting the first half of part 3. Everything up to part 5, Golden Wind, is out on Blu-ray by now, so I'm not sure what's taking me so long to collect this. As I said before, there's a lot of room left in this drawer, and still another drawer to fill. But there's not a lot of new anime out there right now that I must have. So perhaps I should just keep collecting JoJo and fill it up with that. That could work. DVD Orphans. These are anime DVDs outside the drawers that have been rendered obsolete in my collection by better releases. Most likely Blu-ray releases or full box set releases. Though it's weird that one volume of Trigun is among them, because I never bought a full box set of that series. Maybe I should put it back in one of my drawers. One of the most important sets of DVDs I own that I just can't depart with are the Cowboy Bebop DVD singles. The aesthetics are brilliant. I have the DVD box set of the Mobile Suit Gundam movie trilogy. Pretty box. I also own the original Mobile Suit Zeta Gundam DVD box set that came out in 2004. A flawed release, but the show was still excellent and the packaging was gorgeous. I also still have my DVD set of Mobile Suit Gundam 0081 in the pocket, and a Mobile Suit Gundam Char's Counterattack DVD with a cool slipcover with the Neo Zeon logo on it. Sentai Filmworks Patlabor set made a lot of my Patlabor DVDs, like the ones for the original OVA, the 3 movies, and the first volume of the TV series, completely obsolete. Though I keep around the Patlabor 2 the movie DVD because it has sentimental value, as does its hinky English dub. Yes, you are seeing the box in which all my DVD volumes of The Melancholy of Haruhi Suzumiya Season 1 are meant to be stored. I kept it around because it's a good-looking box, and it has some physical extras inside it. I've also kept around my Vision of Escaflowne DVD set and my Bubblegum Crisis DVD set, which was actually the second time I bought the OVA. I gave away the first set, the pink set, to a cousin. The only things left to talk about are my Castle of Cagliostro DVD, which I replaced with Discotek's fantastic Blu-ray, and Princess Mononoke DVD, which I replaced with the G-Kids Blu-ray. Not pictured here are my giant Robo DVDs, which I've placed in plastic sleeves. They used to be in jewel cases that resided in a gigantic recreation of the Vogler sphere from the OVA. I got it cheap at a convention. Honestly, I should really unload some of these on somebody. They're taking up room on top of my plastic drawer shelves. Anime VHS tapes. I could have sworn I owned more than this. I'm pretty sure I had the first volumes of Evangelion and Bubblegum Crisis Tokyo 2040, and I think some DBZ. Royal Space Force The Wings of One Enemies is my favorite anime movie, so the VHS still has some sentimental value to me because of the number of times I watched the movie on it. I also watched Macross Plus the movie a lot. I bought the movie edition, which was in Japanese with English subtitles, because it beat buying 4 tapes for the OVA. I came to like the movie version more than the OVA version. I bought the Gunsmith Cats tape shortly after watching it on the Action Channel. The volume of Outlaw Star I own is special because it contains the Hot Springs episode that never ran on Toonami in its initial runs. I even used that tape in a presentation I did in high school on Japanese culture and anime when I was illustrating the ubiquity of Hot Springs. The Princess Mononoke tape is pretty self-explanatory. I must have watched that movie a dozen times on one of those movie channels before I bought it. Being a Dragon Ball guy, it was natural for me to collect some Dragon Ball on VHS. I bought the first 2 tapes of the second arc of the original series, material I was unfamiliar with at the time. And they were uncut, unlike my tape of Mystical Adventure, which had some censorship. I was also a Tenchi guy for a while, thus my Tenchi tapes. The final volume of Tenchi Universe because it had my favorite episodes. The second and third movies because I had rented the first movie so many times that I had no reason to buy that one. But I hadn't seen those at all. My Tenchi Forever VHS tape is in Japanese with English subtitles, which was my first exposure to Tenchi Muyo in Japanese. I'm also pretty sure I owned some of the OVA at some point on tape, but I can't find it. Finally, for some reason, I own all but 1 volume of Serial Experiments Lane on VHS. And it's not like it's the last volume I'm missing. I have that. It's like the second or third volume. Weird. Just like Lane. I really think I used to have more VHS tapes of anime, but between moving out of Connecticut and moving to Florida, I must have either gotten rid of, misplaced, or gave off some tapes. Not pictured are some of my fansub tapes, like my revival of Evangelion fansub. I watched that one a lot. Some more thoughts. So that's my entire collection of anime. I didn't expect to find so much free space in some of those drawers, but there you have it. I'm curious as to what I'm going to fill them with. I may try a completely different type of filing system for my DVDs and Blu-rays in the future, like putting together Ghost in the Shell versions, or putting the new Yamato shows with the movie box set. If you'll notice, I didn't have a lot of personal stories to say about much of these items, but they're all pretty personal in and of themselves for being part of my collection. And maybe it's not as big as a collection as I'd like, but then again, maybe it is. I mean, aside from a very few anime, I think I've collected most of my favorites plus far more. What will I collect next? I'm curious to find out.